What are we doing? Introduce yourself.
My name is Brooklyn, and I will be the patient.
My name is Andrea, and I am the wife.
My name is Emily, and I'll be Imogene King, Part 2.
My name is Kate, and I will be Imogene King, Part 1.
My name's Becky, and I'll be the doctor.
So what we're doing here is we're just going to run through a little quick skit of what would happen in 1980s when Imogene was in her prime diagnosing a GRIDS disorder.
Perfect.
Alright, hi, my name is Rebecca. I'm your doctor today. You're a Fred?
Yes.
Fred.
Fred.
That's me.
And you are?
I'm Wilma.
Nice to meet you. Alright, so I'm your doctor, and based on your description of your symptoms, it is most likely that you have early stages of GRIDS, which is known as
there's no way.
gay-related immune
Fred?
disease deficiency.
There's no way.
Fred!
I don't know how this happened.
At this point,
You have the wrong person.
your symptoms match
No,
up pretty
you have
well.
the wrong
They
person.
match up pretty well. So at this point, we don't know very much about how the disease occurs or anything like that. But what we do know is that it's commonly associated with male individuals who are associating in sexual relations.
That is ridiculous. There is no way
At
that
this
could be
point-
me. There is no way.
At this point, we don't know much.
I didn't do it.
So we're going to continue to
I
run
don't know. They have
to
the
run
right person.
tests. We're going to continue to run tests, and we'll see what those tests reveal. So I'll leave you in the capable hands of the nurse.
Disgusting.
It's okay.
Children!
Can you speak to her?
We can
A
work.
social event tonight. What are we going to do for dinner? All those
I
people.
don't know.
We can work through this together. We can come at it from a multidisciplinary approach. We can set some goals for you, and we can work through those goals on a daily basis.
Who even are you?
Yeah, who are you?
What are you doing here?
Fred, this is unbelievable. This is unacceptable. Who are you?
I'm Imogene King.
Oh. Yeah. Who's that?
I don't know.
Shouldn't we talk to a doctor? I mean,
Yeah.
what is a nurse? Like,
We want
who
another
is
doctor.
that? Right.
I'm Imogene King. I began my education in 1945 when I earned a diploma in nursing from St. John's Hospital of Nursing in St. Louis, Missouri. I really enjoyed St. Louis, and I stayed there for the following 35 years, continuing my education. From 1947 to 1958, I worked as an instructor in medical surgical nursing and as an assistant director at St. John's Hospital School of Nursing. I really, really liked this place. Then, in 1948, I completed my Bachelor of Science in Nursing Education so that I could continue to teach people. In 1957, I received my Master's of Science in Nursing from St. Louis University. Weird, still in St. Louis. Then I continued my education to become a Doctor of Education from St. Louis University also. Doctor, nurse, same difference, still a nurse. Then, in 1961, I also received a diploma from Teachers College from Columbia University, followed by an honorary PhD from Southern Illinois University in 1980. A professor from my early education while at St. John's University asked me to define the Nursing Act. Weird, where have I heard that before? Anyways, so through my reflection of this, I continued to think about the interaction between the nurse and the client. I therefore developed the foundation for my theory, of which I continued to expand upon by working with my peers, coworkers, superiors, and clients as I continued my education and as a clinical nursing instructor. Not to be pompous and arrogant, but throughout my nursing career I made quite the name for myself. In 1964, while working on my master's degree, I was first published in the Journal of Nursing Science for my paper on a nursing conceptual framework. Furthermore, my article, A Conceptual Game of Reference for Nurses, was published in the Nursing Research. I was awarded the American Journal of Nursing Book of the Year in 1973 for my book titled Toward a Theory of Nursing.
What happened in 1981, Imogene?
Well, in 1981, I'm glad you asked, I became identified and referenced as a theoretical source for my manuscript of my second book. Then, in 1994, I was inducted into the American Academy of Nursing. Furthermore, I was awarded a Scott Award for founding a nursing organization called King. Naturally, I named it after myself. The organization focused on the implementation of the theory of goal attainment. Then, in 2005, I was given the title of a living legend by the American Academy of Nursing. Interactive nursing theorist approach suggests that there has to be reciprocal interaction with the environment and their clients that involves the systems theory. This is discussed on the next slide.
Oh my god. What's going on? Oh my god, friend! What do I do?
What's going on? What happened?
I just feel so sick. These red dots, and I was trying to get alcohol and like run
We'll
them
go
off.
find the doctor. Let me go find the doctor, okay?
Yeah.
Let me go find the doctor.
Oh, okay. Are you okay, Freddie?
Fred, Wilma,
Okay.
just relax. Everyone,
So,
calm down.
I don't understand.
We're
Like, what is that? I took alcohol and I was like trying to like scrub it off.
Do something
I
about
think
it.
it worse actually.
They're known as shingles. They're completely normal within the direction that this virus is going to take.
What
So,
virus? What is this?
well, we ran those tests again. We did more extensive tests, and it turns out that you do, in fact, have full-blown grids now. Also starting to be known as AIDS.
There's no way.
Other
Good.
symptoms that you'll be experiencing is fever, diarrhea, swollen lymph nodes, thrush.
He has diarrhea every day, like all day.
That's
Every
very
day.
Those
common.
are always
Yeah,
very
very
common.
Unfortunately, no cure for this disease, so what we're going to focus on is trying to maintain your health while we can.
What do I do?
And
We have a family. Like I can't go out in public with this.
You
So I
won't
mean,
go
even
off.
this gonna
so
be like
what I'm
coming
going to do is leave you in the very capable hands of the nurse. She's going to help discuss
I don't know
options
who
with
this
you.
is.
It's okay, this is...
Imogene.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about just kind of the options you guys have
Okay.
together. Okay? So what does it make? How does it make you feel knowing this? Like what?
Awful. They won't come off. I don't even want to go in public anymore. She doesn't want to be seen with me.
Yeah.
No.
She won't
Like
even
our
take me to the
family?
grocery store.
What am I supposed to do? I mean, like we have a family, and I am so stressed.
I know.
Freddie, I'm stressed. I just can't deal with this anymore. It's just too much.
We just got job is impacted.
Yeah. Your
My
like
social
entire
life.
life is gonna be impacted right
Absolutely,
now.
it's just not fair.
So we're gonna have to work, but you guys have to stick together for this.
Wow.
You're gonna have to support him, and he's gonna have to support you. This is gonna
Freddie,
be
I
tough
just
for your
need to give me
family.
answers.
It's
I
gonna
just
be
don't understand. Like, how did this even happen?
It was
What is
one
it supposed to
time.
do?
I stayed late at work and it was one time. And
With
there was
what?
another guy there and we just had intercourse once. It was only one night. And I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think you'd ever find out. I didn't think it would lead to this. Like, I'm so sorry.
I don't even know what to feel right
I'm
now.
so sorry. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, then that explains about our intimacy, I guess. You know what I mean? It's been like years!
I know, man.
Years.
I'm so sorry. Ugh.
That's. You know what?
We need to work through this together.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Together.
You guys support each other.
I will do this for our family.
I
I
know
will
you
do
guys
this
have
for our
a family.
family.
That's what you have to keep in mind. Your family.
Oh, this college just keeps getting worse.
Because your children aren't going to understand what's going on, so you got to
No.
keep in mind that.
Our son is 4 years old. What is he going to do? What is he going to do without a father? What am I going to do? Oh my gosh,
We
my
need to
mother?
figure out options. We need to figure out options right
Okay,
now.
Alright,
We need to both calm down.
okay.
There has to be a
Alright,
solution.
so
What is it?
What do
We
do
have
now?
no cure. That's what,
What?
as we said at the doctor.
What do you
there
mean
was
you
no
have no cure?
We can help you with your life. That's what we have to do. We can just make you comfortable and understand your diagnosis. We don't have
How?
an actual cure.
So what's the end
have-
goal? What
The
are
end
we
goal
doing?
is just to comfort him.
Comfort.
Comfort him.
So what does he go home? Does he stay here? I mean, he's
Well,
pretty
there's
diseased.
a lot we can see. We can try to get his treatment. We'll start him on a treatment
Okay,
plan.
just relax.
But there is absolutely no cure. That's the biggest thing we have to get into your head. We don't have a cure yet. There might be one before it progresses too far. But
So I
at
feel
the
like
moment,
these spots forever.
yes.
Forever.
But
They're
there
not coming up.
is so much else possible has to offer for you right now.
Can we get support? How are we
Support. There
supposed
is a lot of
to do
support
this
groups.
all by
There's support groups
ourselves?
for you. There's a support groups for them together, and then
Okay.
also family. But the biggest thing is your family is going to support you through this. And that's
Okay.
the biggest thing you have to understand.
We're here for you. We're
Together.
here for you, Freddie.
We can do this.
Okay.
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 So the other thing is, what kind of stress is this going to put on your life?
Oh!
Stress,
Oh,
because stress is going to.
he can't go to his
Increases
work.
infection.
We can't have family
Yeah.
suppers, and our family looks at us like, well, not me. I mean, but like Freddie. I mean, look at that.
No.
That
Yeah.
does not come off.
No.
Yeah,
Here's
so I'm
the thing: is
stressed.
stress is going to infect it even worse. So stress is just going to make things worse.
How do I get rid of the stress in my life? There's no
We
way.
can't, Freddie.
You just gotta
It's done. It's over.
accept it. That's the biggest thing. You
It's
gotta
quite the
accept
diet.
what we have
we just need to accept it and we need to move on from here because this is what we need to do. So we just need to listen to the doctors and the nurses now.
Okay, we're all here to help you. We're all going to be with you every step of the way. And I know your family and probably your son's going to be with you every step of the way. It will be difficult for your son to accept.
Thank you for understanding what's going on. I'm so sorry I put you in this position. So sorry.
So let's go get you checked into the hospital.
Okay. So in Imogene's system, she has the dynamic conceptual system, which is an open-ended system that consists of 3 different systems within it. The first one being personal system, which is how you perceive yourself and growth achieved. So an example of this was in the skit when Freddie was unsure about his body image and his self and how people were going to look at him, the way his wife and his family was judging him.
The second system is an interpersonal system, which is the communication between patient and the nurse, or the nurse to the nurse. So you can see this in our script when the nurse actually asked the question, what were the stressors in their lives, so they could understand, so the nurse could understand what the patient will be going through and what the family will be going through. And then the last system is the social system, and that's how the nurse interacts in the environment with either the patient or the staff. So we saw that in the skit, during when the doctor was in, that you see the doctor was very judgmental, uncaring towards the patient. He just strictly judged the patient for his actions instead of figuring out what to do with it. This will show the authority and the power and the status from the doctor and the patient.
So Imogene's theory was the goal attainment theory, which was that everyone has a purpose. They perceive, judge, act, and react upon each other. So her main idea was that they work towards setting a goal, and then in the end they achieve an end result and a transaction. So she has a feedback loop that involves the client and the nurse. So from the client's point of view, the perception was that they didn't believe that they had this, that everyone was judging them. They had these spots all over their face, and that everyone was looking at them differently. So when they came into the hospital to receive treatment, the doctor gave them a judgmental opinion. The nurse was judging them. Even the family was looking at the person differently. The action was that they were getting angry. They were upset about the knowledge that they were learning and the information, and that in the reaction they did have to accept the fact of what was happening, and then having an interaction with the nurse to finding out different ways that they can get support in order to make this a better life.
So as the nurse has a different feedback loop than the patient. So the nurse would first perceive the patient as a very sick patient with a bunch of spots on their face. As they would judge the patient as we wouldn't understand exactly what grids was at that time frame. The action together, they created an action plan for the patient. They wanted support systems. The nurse tried to figure out what was going on with the patient, and then together they created a reaction. The nurse understood what the patient had to go through and how their life was going to be affected with it, and together they accepted the fact of the diagnosis with grids and accepted the fact that they needed treatment.
So one of the first meta paradigms is the person. So Imogene believed that each individual was unique and that people are rational and intelligent beings. The purpose of a person can make goals and work towards them, and they are capable of making their own decisions and are time-oriented sentiments. So humans have 3 fundamental needs: the ability to access information on health when necessary, 2 is to care and preventing illness, and 3 is care needed when sickness does occur. So this was portrayed through our entire skit because Freddie was suffering from HIV, grits, or also known as AIDS. And his personal story was unique for his own experience of what he was dealing with himself and how his family was being, how that was affecting them as well. And the whole situation of when they came in, of trying to access information on health by collaborating with the nurses and physicians. So the second part of the meta paradigm is the environment. So it is essential to creating relationships where any health issues can be treated. As well, King described the environment as an open system which helps with the exchange of information between the nurse and the client. Furthermore,